All right, North Dakota State off to a 4-0 start in Summit League play. Dave Richman spending some time with us here to talk about that and more. And Dave, you have to be pleased with the way things have gone here. None of them have been easy, but your guys have come through, and to start 4-0 has got to be a positive.
Yeah, Brian, obviously for a lot of reasons extremely pleased. Had a conversation with one of our guys earlier this week just about, and love this team, love coaching this team. What do I love more? That when you watch us, there's so much more room for growth. You're seeing at different times different guys contribute at different levels, and you're seeing other guys maybe have struggles here and there. And I take that as an exciting piece because we're, over the weekend, what was it, January 9th, we sit here today on January 12th, 13th, and we don't want to be playing our best basketball right now. We want that better version of ourselves every day. But ultimately to be peaking in March in that conference tournament time. And so it's exciting to be 4-0 and building some confidence. And as the guys say, swagger off that, but yet to know that there's still a lot bigger version, better version of us out there.
Everybody's kind of wondering how these back-to-backs were going to go against the same opponent, how our coach is going to handle that. Do you feel like you guys have a pretty good pulse on what you want to do now after going through it a couple of weekends?
Yeah, I think on the surface it's pretty easy to say yes just because of where we're at, being 4-0 and 2 weeks into this thing. I would also tell you, is it something that I'm in love with going forward when it's a normal year and hopefully next year's a normal year? No, but considering the circumstances, Brian, I don't mind these at all. I think because you're playing some guys heavy minutes, back-to-back nights, you're allowed to and afforded some time during the week to make sure you're smart with their bodies. It gives you a time as a staff to reset, to do some Bison things that we like to talk about, have Bison days and develop some of the guys that aren't playing as much, and then really settle into what we've done as a 3-day routine as we start preparing for that next opponent. And when you're preparing all week for that one opponent, there's not a lot of other things going on. You can focus on your guys. You can focus on that one opponent, and then in between make a few adjustments.
I know the first goal was just to get 12 games in because that was kind of the minimum, to be eligible for postseason. Well, you've hit that. So, are you surprised that so far, you've been able to get to this point without any major hiccups?
I noticed that Saturday night afterwards, and I look, we're 6-6. I'm like, 6 + 6 = 12. Okay, good. We're, we're adding up there too. And I probably need to be careful here, Brian, because we're in such a good rhythm and routine, and I'm so locked into us that I'm not surprised. Our guys have done a good job of taking care of themselves, and we've our athletic training staff, Steph Whitman and her crew, they've done such a good job of putting us in this place to get in this run too. But as you open your eyes a little bit to the things around you, the things that you can't control, you're reminded very quickly of different games getting postponed in different situations. And, you're hearing about a staff not being able to coach, or it's really hard to look at scores and compare scores right now because you don't know who played. You don't know who prepared all week. And so we're just really, like we always are, trying to stick our head in the ground, be a better version of ourselves today, better than we were yesterday, and take that next opportunity when it comes. But also I think there is a great appreciation to really cherish that opportunity just because of all the unforeseen, circumstances and being at the mercy of some things that you can't control right now.
North Dakota, you had a unique situation where you got to play them once in non-conference, and now you go up there for a pair of games. Obviously, that's a good challenge. It was a tight game the first time you two teams played. I think both your teams were probably very tired the last time they played. But that's turned into a pretty good matchup here over the last few years.
Well, they obviously got really good players, Brian, make no mistake. But I just can really appreciate the way Coach Sather does things. There is just a good brand of basketball. You need talent to be successful, but you also need to play the right way. And when you watch Coach Sather's teams, in my opinion, they play the right way. They defend hard. They rebound the basketball. They don't turn it over a whole bunch. They do the things that help eliminate losing. And you've heard me say that countless times. And he's a big culture guy. I know it's early for him, but you can really see him instilling some of those other core values off the court that translate to success, on the court. And that's why it becomes a tough matchup for us. And still, make no mistake, we're very happy with the last two outcomes. Still, last time we went up to North Dakota, left a sour taste in our mouth too, and our guys remember that as well.
All right, Dave. Appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend, and we'll see you down the road.
Appreciate that, Brian.